do you think the Steelers are done? Obviously, their odds have dropped to win the Super Bowl. They've lost 2 in a row. It felt a little bit like that undefeated season was, it's undefeated. The results are the results, right? And yet we question the reality of it. So you've got injuries, you've got the run game, you've got all these different things. Just what are your general thoughts on them here after a couple of losses?
Yeah. Like the Washington loss wasn't surprising. I think their O-line is Marquise Pouncey being out was a big loss, like literally and figuratively, right? So him being back is a big help. The inability to the play call on like 3rd and 1 and not being able to get it 2 games ago, that was confounding, not necessarily something that we're used to from the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. And it's really a lot about those receiver drops. And some of those drops are on the receivers and some of those drops are on Ben Roethlisberger, like aiming the ball too low. So it's interesting to see as he's transitioned to this quick passer. I think now what happened is, in my opinion, is they had this scheme, they worked up a new plan. Now enough of it's been on film. They have enough to kind of the defense can catch up a bit, and other defenses obviously, because their defense is awesome. Like that's the strength of their team. But then now they have to figure out how to, be efficient with the run game and make sure that whatever if they want to go with the quick passes and they stop working, they need to have, that's what happened last game. They need to have an alternative plan, because if that quick game doesn't work, then they're kind of screwed. So that's where that'll be. I don't think that they're done. I don't think that they're going to be going to the Super Bowl this year. I just don't think they could get past the Chiefs. That would be shocking to me if Chiefs are just crushing everybody. So just such a different level. So I think the Steelers, they'll a very, I think they'll be, they'll win 2 playoff games, and then.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm kind of with you. I don't think they're done. And you get into that playoff mode and you have a couple of weeks to kind of reestablish your rhythm. They're out of rhythm. If this continues, then I'm probably going to change my tune. And I would imagine you would as well. And I don't know, the thing about the Chiefs that's very interesting in the conference as a whole, like, the Bills, that was pretty dominant, right? Like that's a concern. Like if you're going to run into that, you just did, and that's probably not going to go well again unless you figure out a way to slow down Josh Allen and cover some people. And yet you get into that single game format. There's enough talent there where you assume like you've got a chance, as bad as it's looked in the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like it feels like this is where you can kind of gain some of that momentum.